This episode is brought to you by Circle. Circle is building a digital dollar that brings the power of the internet to money. It's where crypto meets stability, where local businesses meet global customers, and the US dollar meets USDC. Visit circle.com/Spotify.
The all-new Chevy Colorado is made for more. Stacked with the latest in-vehicle technologies like a class-leading 11-inch diagonal center touchscreen and an extra-large wireless charging pad. Plus, it features wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto compatibility to make staying connected easy wherever your adventure takes you. Chevy Colorado, made for more. Learn more at Chevrolet.com/truck/Colorado. Claims based on latest competitive data.
This is Optimal Startup Daily, episode 941. Why do you feel overwhelmed and overworked, and what to do about it? By Pullein of Pullein.com. And I am Dan, your host and personal narrator here at Optimal Startup Daily. I thank you so much for joining me today, and this is, of course, where I read to you from some of the very best blogs on entrepreneurship. And we're going to jump right into it now as we hear from Carl and optimize your life. Why you feel overwhelmed and overworked, and what to do about it. By Pullein of Pullein.com. Technology promised to make our lives easier by taking the word hard out of hard work. And in many ways, it has done that. But by making our lives easier, it has also raised the expectation on the amount of work we can accomplish each day. 20 years ago, if you read and replied to 10 or so letters in a day, that would have been considered a productive day. Today, you're expected to read and reply to 10 emails in 30 minutes or so. The wonderful technology that surrounds us today is fantastic. We have the answers to questions at our fingertips through mobile phones and computers. If I want to know the birthday of Nelson Mandela, all I have to do is ask Siri, and within seconds I have the answer. 15 years ago, I would have had to have gone to a library to get that information, and depending on where the nearest library was, that could have taken hours. With that growth in technology has come raised expectations. We are now expected to do a lot more work in a day than we ever had to do just 10 to 15 years ago. And that means we need to change the way we work. 15 years ago, I was using a Franklin planner to organize my day. I had time each morning before I left for work to spend a few minutes planning my day. And I remember if I had more than 10 tasks on my to-do list, I was being very ambitious about what I was going to try to do. Today, for most people, 10 tasks on a to-do list for the day would be considered a quiet day. So the problem most people have today is not that the work has changed. It has, but only in how we do our work. The problem most people face today is the volume of expected daily work has increased dramatically, and we have not developed ways of working to handle that explosion. This is why you need to develop strategies that allow you to focus on your work, to get better at prioritizing the work that comes in, and to learn how to automate as much of that work as you possibly can. Take email, for example. Almost all email clients, whether you are using Outlook, Gmail, or Apple Mail, allow you to create rules to manage your email. You can create simple rules that take all of your newsletters out of your inbox and put them into their own folder so you can read them when you have time later. Or, if you're managing a project, you can have all of your project update emails sent directly to a folder without ever dropping into your inbox. Likewise, you can create templates in Microsoft Word, Google Docs, or Apple Pages to take care of a lot of the regular work you need to do. Of course, to set up these rules and templates takes time, and time is what many people feel they don't have. But here's the problem with that thinking. Part of the reason you don't have time is that you're not taking advantage of these features. If you did take an hour or so to set up some mail rules and create a few templates out of the documents you regularly have to create, you would save yourself a lot of time in the future. It's a sort of no gain without pain situation. The pain of setting up rules and templates now gains you a lot of time in the future. Technology enables us to do so much more, and learning how to take advantage of that technology is easy. YouTube is full of tutorial videos on how to get the most out of Microsoft Office and Apple or Google's productivity apps, and so much more. There are tools such as Evernote that allow us to create digital brains that can store information simply and easily, which can then be found within seconds later. With all this wonderful technology, it is still your responsibility to find out how to get the most out of it. It is up to you to learn how to use the tools you use so you get the most out of their functions. If you are not prepared to spend a few minutes each week watching a YouTube video on managing email more effectively, or reading an article on best practices for working in the digital age, then you only have yourself to blame when you cannot cope with the volume of work that continues to come your way. Your workload is not going to reduce. The expectations on you to complete more and more is not going to go away. If you want to reduce your levels of stress and overwhelm, then you need to take responsibility to spend a little time each week learning how to get the most out of all this incredible technology. Just learning the basics will not do much for you. Go deep. Learn everything you can about the tools you use. Spend some of your valuable time setting up templates, rules, and automation so the technology at your fingertips does a lot of the work for you. You just listened to the post titled, Why You Feel Overwhelmed and Overworked, and What to Do About It, by Carl Pullein of carlpullein.com.
The world looks different behind the handlebars of a rad electric bike. Grabbing takeout looks less like greasy styrofoam boxes and more like a cross-town adventure. Ride shares look less like piling into the back of a car and more like grabbing fresh air with your friends. And commuting can even start to look like the best part of your day. That's because with RAD, the world is what you make of it, not what it makes of you. See for yourself with a 14-day free trial. Find your fun at radpowerbikes.com.
Scott for Scots here. You ever want to grow new grass faster? Kind of like when you press the 2x playback button on your podcast so you can speed through episodes. Except at Scott's Turf Builder Rapid Grass, you're speeding your way from a thin and damaged lawn to a thicker, stronger one in just weeks. Bit too fast, maybe slow it down, okay. Let's just go back to normal speed.
Get a bag of Scott's Turf Builder Rapid Grass today. It grows grass 2 times faster than seed alone when applied at the new lawn rate, subject to proper care.
Feed your lawn. Feed it.
And thank you to Carl, whose last name, by the way, is spelled Pullein, and I do have his website linked for you in this episode's description. Carl is a renowned productivity and time management coach who's helped thousands of people around the world get better at managing their time and become more productive using the technology that they carry around with them every day. And Carl's a podcaster too. You can check out his podcast, which is called The Working With Podcast. He's written 3 books on productivity and time management. And Carl also has a couple of courses you can check out. They're called Time and Life Mastery and Your Digital Life. He describes his purpose as helping people learn how to manage their time so they can enjoy their lives and build a life they are truly proud of. And he's featured on Optimal Living Daily every once in a while as well, so you can come check out that show for more from Carl. And be sure to come by carlpullein.com to show your support. You can, of course, find more articles as well as the podcast that I just mentioned, plus coaching, courses, webinars, books, and downloads. Again, that's carlpullein.com. And that is going to do it for today. I thank you so much for being a subscriber or follower, and I will see you back here again tomorrow. And that is where your optimal life awaits.